Hello all, welcome to i-tutor Academy. In today's session, we will start with Unit 15 of Mmpc 008. It's the last unit of this, subject Mmpc 008. So please cover all the videos and parallelly you use your study materials also. And it is emerging trends in IT. So structure of this unit, there is an introduction part, objectives, competitiveness of ICT, convergence of IT and consumer electronics, emerging trends, e-commerce, essential component and future issues, privacy in the context of e-commerce, blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, machine learning, big data and data analytics, summary, unit and exercise and reference and suggested further reading also. So let's begin with the introduction part. Information technology, that is IT. All of you know in nowadays school time it is starting IT, as a subject. So we already discussed more about IT also in this subject. For dissemination of information, communication is essential. So person involved in above activities must have proper skill for the specific task to have information system developed, used and information dissemination. IT departments of organizations should be aware of the technology for proper selection from the choice available for the set goals. At user level, be it personal or business, entire world knows today the importance of information and communication, much so also because of social media and internet application available through smart devices. Therefore, tools and techniques are always sought to address the issues raised while attempting to utilize these two and information and communication for developing leverage. And convergence and unified communication has enabled faster communication. Convergence of data and voice network enables delivery of revenue generating services with the more and more profit to the organizational business. The same message is delivered with the multi-channels and emailing, SMS, telephony, social media in a unified way, and hence brings higher satisfaction to the organizations and the customer both. Advent of digital switching system and updates coming in terms of various versions in the components like hardware, software, communication media have been playing major role in communication and information dissemination. As a result, we find today much faster tools available to users at lower cost as compared to yesteryears. And whenever the issues of convergence is discussed in the context of information technology, it is essential to refer the convergence of information and communication system so that devices can be unified for different application services. And it is evident that the convergence of technologies will continue to be an important trend and the key to growth for various sectors within the broader technology arena. The potential of new emerging technologies will play a key role in the development of new market for new systems and with the new and innovative ideas in automating processes. And e-commerce is the most widely acclaimed practice today, and almost every organization uses today its own website and portals for making business. The entire world has felt how IT was essential and helpful in the pandemic period for almost each and every services towards household commodities, online schooling, virtual meeting and so on. This was possible with the active support of IT tools, especially internet. So this is the introduction section of this unit, and objectives of this unit are describe the competitiveness of information and communication technology with respect to modern business practices and their impact on economics, and describe technology issues involved in convergence with respect to software and hardware requirements and trends, analyze global market penetration of ICT and prepare strategies for survival, and analyze emerging scenario in e-commerce and describe application of AI, data analysis and big data from business perspective. Next is competitiveness of ICT. User of information and communication technologies have proved as the tools for increasing efficiency levels in all sphere of operations, and no organization can stand today without using ICT tools. And for evaluating the impact of ICT one has to go through the era known for high industrial growth and latter half of the 20th century in which they have come into widespread use and have been going further with the newer version. The dramatic and continuing liberalization of world trade is indeed a central feature in global economy, and the spread of ICT and good derives using ICTs has been rapid with an accompanying emphasis on the issue of competitiveness. And the word competitiveness is widely used to reflect the growing need of business enterprises to evaluate their relative position with regard to their domestic competitors in international market and foreign competitors in domestic markets. An enterprise is said be competitive if it can cut its share in international and domestic market from its rivals. And similarly, the term competitiveness can also be used in the context of national economy to judge whether the nation is moving ahead in building market shares in business sectors that promote economic growth, employment, and other measures of social development. The use or production of ICT is not itself a principal determinant of social welfare measures like growth or employment, but it does play an important role in the ability of nation to participate in economic activities where growth and employment prospects are more favorable than would be available otherwise. The use of ICT strengthen the effort of enterprises to achieve higher level of competitiveness to contribute towards expansion of economic activities, promoting growth, employment, and other social developments. Historically, every major change in global economic activities has witnessed a complete transformation of industrial growth patterns involving different processes, practices, and materials yielding explicit gains. In industrial nation, most of these gains had been realized by the first half of the 20th century owing to rapid industrialization. During the second half of the 20th century, the industrial growth of developing nations may have been constrained by the existence of the productive capacity of already industrialized nation. By the first half of the past century, most of the possible gains from this transformation had been realized in industrialized nation, while developing nations for many reasons have experienced difficulties in fully entertaining this process. The ICTs provide an opportunity for addressing manufacturing, productivity, advances in developing nations, and which would allow a substantial expansion of industrial output. Such output expansion, if large enough, could substantially influence the creation of employment and the creation of wealth. And next is productivity gains from the use of information technology involves improved control, smoother integration of production process, and better control in the acquisition of inputs and the disposition of outputs. And communication technologies play important role, particularly in coordination of functions such as conveying timely information about inventories and scheduling throughout a distribution system. Okay. So, growth in the use of ICT's manufacturing appeared to involve greater flexibility and changeover speeds, as well as shorten and accelerate flow of materials or for processing, work in process, and finished good inventories. So, nowadays, information technology played a main role in all sectors. The use of ICTs have also made it possible to expand other economic activities conventionally referred to as the service sector. The contribution of ICTs in the service area are apparent with the fact that ICTs are a major component in the predominant form of physical capital that service industries employ, and it can be said without reservation that ICTs are the tool for productivity improvement in the post industrial or information society age for achieving higher productivity gains that match or exceed those that have been historically experienced in manufacturing technologies. For developed nations, an increasing share of output in services is consistent with increasing investment in human capital or the disposal of industrial activities domestically and internationally to reduce localized environmental problems. The growth of service provide domestic growth opportunities that can absorb labor displaced by productivity improvement in agriculture and industry, and that are less challenged by imports from developed or other developing nations. And there are several reasons to believe that developing nation could benefit from productivity improvement in services. And first, in developing nations, government often absorb relatively large shares of national output, and most government activities are involved in the delivery of services. Hence, improvement in productivity in government services could free resources for private investment. Second, services are often close complements to manufacturing. And for example, the effectiveness of the retail and the distribution sector of an economy influences the growth of manufacturing by providing more efficient markets outlet for manufactured output. And third, developing nations are increasingly faced with the problem of harmonizing their production system with the use of ICTs in developed nations. So that they can serve as a suppliers and subcontractors in an increasingly global diversion of labor. Okay. And ICT intensive retailing activities, the system that manufacturers employ must increasingly be compatible with the emerging new industrial models based on more intense ICTs use. So examples also there. So please read this section. You will get more examples and all. Okay, so next is convergence of IT and consumer electronics, emerging trends. So information is a key to progress in decision making. We already discussed that, and it is so vital that it has a created information age. So the decision could be a person or it could be automated by creating knowledge base from big data. So whenever the issue of convergence is discussed in the context of information technology, it is imperative to refer the convergence of information and communication system so that devices can be unified for different application services. The third dimension of human needs, which occupies the sphere of modern digital world with the equal importance. And the landmark in history of the development in communication are telephone 1870s, radio is there 1890s, and television 1930s, and increasing value addition for entertainment over information and communication. And the personal computer is emerged from 1980s, evolved primarily to address the information process needs, and it was the only device in the chain of revolutionary product developed which was digital by birth. So now AI is there. We already discussed it in last unit. So that is the history of the emerging trends of communication systems. Seeing the trend in growth of electronic component used in computers, Gordon E. Moore gave a prediction way back in 1965 that the number of transistors per silicon chip double each year. So this is known as Moore's law. Okay, so in all computers and smart devices, silicon chips are used, and innovations and further developments have resulted in bringing down the size of actual product. The concept of large scale integration and further very large scale integration came into existence, because of which we find today small computing devices and IT tools with the tremendous capabilities. And the world has seen the convergence of technologies, so it will continue to be an important trend and the key to growth for various sectors within the broader technology arena. Use of internet has penetrated in all the sectors. Automation with the internet of things can be seen with the tremendous applications. The potential of new emerging technologies will further play a key role in the development of new markets for new systems and with the new and innovative consumer electronics products. The innovation are more rapidly seen in home networking, home appliances, games, and Bluetooth devices, digital imaging, and digital entertainment platforms, wireless technologies, and digital radio receivers. Similar in the case with gaming, defense, agriculture, transport, and hospital industries. Okay. And one major aspect related to the above innovative technologies is to develop seamless wireless connections between small multifunctional devices in the home. And the signal processing technologies is playing tremendous role for digital audio, video, cell phone, machine learning, broadband and wireless communications. In fact, the signal processing has given a number of tools for deep learning and statistical analysis. And data science has become a spare discipline for mining, analyzing, and decision making. The expansion of broadband and high speed wireless network have proven to be a key factor in the present and seems to continue in future proliferation of IT products to be used by common people in daily life. And fiber connectivity at home with the internet applications like ITV clubbed with the Bluetooth devices are providing endless services, and it is expected that more content made available over such a networks and more engaging applications for the user will lead to the development of larger commercial markets. Most of the advances in this direction will lead to developments in consumer electronics products in which convergence of different technologies and application will come up as a natural process. And the consumer electronics industry, in short, is entering a new era based on the promise of utilizing broadband and wireless technologies to promote the more widespread use of electronics devices. And advanced in microelectronics further enhances the potential for consumer electronics devices to proliferation and be utilized well beyond what is in the market today. The personal computer led to a revolution in terms of how data could be managed and manipulated. So, the internet enhanced this function by providing direct access to more data. Okay, so new emerging technologies features new innovative products with a focus on convergence. So nowadays 4G is there. In before there is 2G, 3G. Now it is 5G is already available in developed countries and in India also. Nowadays we are using 5G, going to be adopted other countries also in near future. So India has already announced for its implementation in phase manner. Okay, so this is a one by one developments in this technology field. And in the field of communication, the public switched telephone network was designed to accommodate a signal applications, the voice communication. It was not built for services such as data and video. During the late 1980s 90s, rapid growth of distributed processing and in internet changed the telephony world. So internet congestions overloaded PST and circuits, and carriers service providers were forced to invest in additional PSTN capacity, which was expensive and a cumbersome task. Okay, so please read this from your Ignou study materials. So basically, it's a history of all development in network and communication area. So please go through your study materials. Okay, so it will help you. And virtual reality or augmented reality are another application which will have more penetration in the field like gaming, education and business. Okay, and e-commerce, what is e-commerce and the essential component and future issues. Okay, so e-commerce is widely used application of internet of for business organizations. It is the most acclaimed buzzword which gained popularity even after months of so-called .com technology boom and diffusion in adopting web technology. Okay, so the section provide us brief description of modern practice and emerging trends related to technology, design and security issues involved in e-commerce. First one is wireless internet. All business companies in the field of communication are developing and marketing wireless communication services and products required for facilitating business through wireless internet. Bluetooth, all of you know what is Bluetooth. We are using in our phone, our iPads, and for transfer the file, right? It's a wireless technology which is used to low cost short range radio links between mobile PCs, mobile phones. Its users can connect the wide range of telecommunication and computing devices without cable, giving much relief to organization and users. Portals are the organization's websites for making business. They combine a portfolio of basic content and communication and commerce sites. For the most part, they started out as search engines, and they are mainly two type of portals: vertical and horizontal portals. However, within the wide range of applications, however, they can be categorized in different type of portals. Vertical portals are the sites that focus on a particular content category, commerce opportunity, or audience segment with a broad set of services. And online shopping, the biggest hurdle in the online shopping faced by the customers is lack of opportunity to physically verify the suitability of the product for his or her needs. Amazon, Flipkart, all are the base for the online shopping. Many sites also there. All of you know, because these are the common nowadays.